I got mad at my sister for not wanting me shirtless at her pool. My older sister Casey has always been the type to freak out over every little thing. Like when I was 13 and tried to slide down the stairs on a mattress, she literally called my mom at work screaming about how I was gonna break my neck. But this summer when I turned 16, she got way worse about policing everything I did. The whole thing started because Casey has this really nice pool at her apartment complex. It's got these huge lounge chairs and even a hot tub that works most of the time. Since I don't have my license yet and she lives like 20 minutes away, I only get to visit on weekends when my dad drives me over. Casey's been living there for 2 years now with her boyfriend Trevor. Trevor's pretty cool actually. He works at some tech company and always has the latest gaming stuff set up in their living room. The first few times I came over, everything was normal. We'd swim, order pizza, and just hang out by the pool until it got dark. But then last month, something changed. I was getting ready to jump in the pool when Casey suddenly yelled at me to put my shirt back on. I thought she was joking at first because it's literally a pool and I'm a guy. Every other dude there was shirtless too. She got all red in the face and said the neighbors were complaining. I looked around and there were maybe 3 other families there, and none of them seemed to care about anything. One lady was reading a book and completely ignoring everyone. Another family had their own shirtless teenage son doing cannonballs. I told Casey she was being ridiculous, but she wouldn't drop it. She kept saying I was making people uncomfortable and that I needed to respect her space. The whole argument was so stupid that even Trevor tried to tell her she was overreacting, but she just snapped at him too. So I kept my shirt off and got in the pool anyway. Big mistake. Casey literally stormed over to the apartment complex office and came back with this security guard. This middle-aged guy with a clipboard who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. Casey pointed at me and told him I was causing a disturbance by being inappropriate around families. The security guard looked at me, looked at all the other shirtless guys around the pool, and just said he didn't see any problem. That made Casey even madder. She started yelling about how the complex has rules about proper attire and how I was being disrespectful to women and children. The security guard eventually told her that being shirtless at a pool was completely normal and walked away, but Casey wasn't done. She demanded I leave immediately. Not just the pool, but her apartment entirely. She said I was banned until I could learn to follow basic decency rules. Trevor tried to calm her down, but she was already packing up our stuff and calling my dad to come pick me up early. The whole ride home, my dad kept asking what happened, and when I told him, he just laughed. He said Casey had always been uptight, but this was next level crazy. He even offered to talk to her, but I told him not to bother. Then my dad got a call from Trevor. Turns out Casey had been acting weird about a lot of stuff lately, not just me. She'd been making him wear a shirt even when he was just walking around their own apartment. She'd been covering up all the mirrors in their bedroom and insisting he change clothes in the bathroom. Trevor was worried about her and wanted to know if our family had any history of anxiety disorders or obsessive behavior. That's when my dad decided to drive over there and have a serious conversation with Casey. What we found out was completely insane. Casey had convinced herself that she was pregnant and that seeing shirtless guys was somehow bad for the baby. She'd been taking pregnancy tests every week for 2 months, and even though they all came back negative, she was sure the tests were wrong. She'd been Googling stuff about pregnancy symptoms and had managed to convince herself that her weird behavior was just protective instincts kicking in. She'd even bought prenatal vitamins and started avoiding caffeine and sushi. The whole pool incident happened because she thought seeing me shirtless would somehow affect her non-existent baby's development. She'd read some article online about pregnant women needing to avoid stressful situations, and for some reason, my chest was stressful to her. Trevor had been trying to get her to see a doctor for weeks, but she kept insisting she knew her own body better than any test. My dad finally convinced her to take a blood test at an actual clinic, and surprise, she wasn't pregnant at all. Turns out Casey had been dealing with some major anxiety issues that started when she moved in with Trevor. She was worried about their relationship getting too serious too fast, and her brain had latched onto this pregnancy idea as a way to explain all her stress.